I left the store with 25 cents in my pocket. I wondered what I could buy with it when I noticed that there was an ambulance. Paramedics were standing over the homeless man. I walked over because I was interested in what had happened to him. As I got near, I heard them say, "What a way to go," on the sidewalk. What? Can you imagine that? Dead on the sidewalk with people stepping over you? Maybe he's happier, but I don't want to die with people just stepping over me. I want people to see me. I just hope my death makes more sense than my life. Imagine where your life ends on a sidewalk. I wonder how old he was and how long nobody cared about him for. He was probably a drunk. What? We're supposed to take care of everyone who can't hold a job? It's about time we start getting realistic about what we're doing here, people. Have to work on new jokes. No time to waste.
You don't listen, do you? I don't think you ever really hear me. You just ask the same questions every week. How's your job? Are you having any negative thoughts? All I have are negative thoughts.
What is I here? And I want to talk about Joker from 2019, directed by Todd Phillips. Joker's easily probably the most controversial movie in the past decade, which is an odd thing to say considering it's based off a comic book character. I really don't want to get too much into the story of this movie. I think this movie's been reviewed enough. I would just like to talk about the circumstances in which I think we lose Arthur and we get the Joker. Arthur is a loving and respectful human being that treats everybody with kindness and actually shows concern and gives his attention to everybody he sees, but everybody is either trying to get something from him or they just flat out ignore him, or even worse, they berate him and see his kindness as a weakness.
And you know it, stomp your feet. You're happy.
Arthur has been picked on his whole life and suffered through horrific abuse when he was a child. When the three Wall Street characters harass Arthur and he stands up for himself, killing them. He is at first panicked, but then is so, I believe, proud for standing up for himself that the only thing he can do is dance. And I do believe this is a snap, and we see the birth of Joker right on screen. People who are dealing with pain don't get support from the outside world, and usually don't get too much support from their own family. Arthur's mother is not supportive, and it may not be her fault because she is obviously not there 100%, and she might actually be the reason why Arthur is the way he is. When he finds who he thinks is his father, Thomas Wayne, he's met with "get out of here" and berated and even physically assaulted for just wanting to know his story. Arthur is slowly gaining confidence, starting to express his true feelings now of not being so happy and actually starting to show some disgust and disdain for the people around him.
Knock, knock.
Arthur is no revolutionary leader. He is just a man who's just trying to work out his own struggle with his own personal trauma and pain, that he's just trying to get answers and trying to help himself. But the whole world seems to be against him. And it is funny to see that the whole movie is filled with people that are getting so angry about the city and the situation going on. They pin their whole belief and attitude towards the government on this clown symbol. And that's what this face is. It's the symbol of anarchy and chaos, very much like Batman's symbol of help and order and justice. The clown face is definitely a symbol of chaos for this film.
When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker?
The interview scene is easily the best scene of the film. The whole climax is just wound so tightly, waiting to see what he's going to do. Is he going to off himself? And then you just get this feeling he's going to kill De Niro. And it's just so exciting. There's so many movies that try to rival that with explosions, people flying through the air, stunts that don't mean anything. This movie is more intense than that, and there's nothing like that. It's just two people talking in a chair.
I just hope my death makes more sense than my life.
This movie is a total homage to 70s cinema, and it's shot like it, and it looks like it. It's definitely a remake, basically, of Taxi Driver, except in this, we were made to feel sympathy for Arthur at the beginning of the film. One thing about this movie, it is surprisingly very funny. Todd Phillips is a comedic director, and there's some very funny moments in this movie. I think Joaquin is actually underratedly funny in this film.
They couldn't carry a tune to save their lives. Oh.
I find this also interesting that Murray invited him onto the show just to definitely get ratings off him. You know, he's a weird personality. I think Murray does intend to maybe guide him a little bit. Then, he comes on with a painted face. He might be like, whoa, this kid's out there. But he still puts him on the show. Murray actually could have been Arthur's last chance, but his last chance is shot in the face, which I think that is when we do finally lose Arthur, and it is Joker. When Arthur Murray is killed, Joker is on the screen.
Get what you fucking deserve!
It is also oddly satisfying to see De Niro get shot. Don't know why, but it is satisfying.